everybody seems like is here. All right. Faith, how are you, Faith? Mosa, are you here as well? Kina, good afternoon. Irene, how are you today? Let's see. Great. Good stuff. Raymond, how are you, Raymond? Oh, Lerato, I can see that you dip at work. Catherine as well. You here? You guys are here on time. Ooh. You came here for the water. Wesley, how are you, Wesley? Let's just greet some few people. User 329, how are you? Finishing up my 11 days of fasting. Ooh. Hey, you guys are starting up on a very beautiful note, eh? Thank you very much for that, Irene. You know, the reason why I'm thanking you, you might be thinking maybe perhaps it's because of the action that you took. Yeah, it's that, and there's nothing more inspiring when you see somebody trying to be a better person. When I say trying, I don't mean it in a derogatory manner. I mean it in the sense of, you will know that once you traverse this journey, it's not simple. So if people decide to take on fasting, if people decide to take on being kind, if people decide of making the world a better place, I'm sold. If there's a party of that sort, I'm coming. Most for the brothers' time and inner standing. It's inner standing. We're no longer doing the entertainment, we're doing an entertainment. It's all about the inside job. So let's see, who do we have? We'll start when we get to 10 participants. Most importantly, I think we'll start at 2. How about that? So while we're waiting for that, you guys can ask your questions. You guys can send your highs if you hear. There's 8 of us. I see Irene. I see Faith. You here with a notebook. Yeah, Faith. And if you here as well, I see that Mosa is here. She's waiting for the water. 9 of us. 13:58 we get. Aubrey, how are you, Aubrey? B is at work. I'm having Coke today. Can you believe it? I tend to become a bit dry. So I decided to try something else different. Now, speaking about the food, we've quite extensively spoke about the food, and I know a lot of people are thinking, ooh, what is it that I'm going to have now? I'm not supposed to have meat. I'm not supposed to have this. I'm not supposed to have that. That which I said does not mean that. I think it was Catherine yesterday or last night who said you must take things in moderation. You have to eat. I mean, we all know you got addictions of some sort. I mean, mine is sugar. Me and sugar, we got a serious problem. I don't know how long I need to meditate so that I can shake the sugar off my body. But whoo, sugar is sugar. So this thing, when I'm saying them, or when we're talking about food or nutrition, or when we're talking about health, I'm not implying that you shouldn't. I'm not buying guilt in advance for you. Have whatever that you want to have. Have a cake at 10 o'clock in the evening. Have your cake 12 o'clock in the morning. Have your biltong 1 o'clock in the morning. So long as you know that you have to detox. You have to flush them out. Especially the ones that don't belong to your body. TK, I can see you just peeped in. Maria Matane, Rale Koko, Rui da Silva, Nge 1974, Emma N Motuna. How are you, N Motuna? 12 of us in here. If you're here for the first time, please say hi. If you don't mind, drop a comment. Have your chocolate as breakfast. Ooh, guess who just came in? Right on time. You late. McNeil, we've been here. So, Babum Konza, how are you, Babum Konza? Khomotso, how are you, Khomotso? Mizo. Tunzuka, finally you home. Where have you been all along? Captain Morgan, how are you, Captain Morgan? Bontle Mokwena. McNeil is hard at work already. Lee Rato. Who else is here? Hey, McNell, you're not going to believe what I'm having. I'm having Coca-Cola. I know that a lot of people have been hearing me talking about Coke and they'll be like, ooh. I'm doing it, obviously. Hey, Motuna, how are you? Are you here for the first time? If you are, please stand up. How do you stand up? You stand up by liking the brother's page. You stand up by following the brother. If you might be wondering what the heck are we talking about here. Hi, Cabello, user 427. If you're wondering what is it that we're talking about here, this is that channel where we pretty much speak about everything. Some days you might find us speaking about religion. Some days you might find us speaking about spirituality. Some days you might find us talking about constipation. Some days you might find us talking about erectile dysfunction. Some days you might find us talking about ancestors. So here, nothing. It's off the radar. We speak about everything. We speak about all the things. Most of the times we'll be running around, waxing our lyricals, running our mouths, speaking about nothing. But if you listen precisely, there's a lot of something that we're talking about. So today I want us to talk about water. I don't need to explain what water is to you guys. I mean, I think you know the water. Even though I know that some people only come across or meet with water upon taking a bath or taking a shower or having some tea. Over and above that, it's not a lot of people that like drinking water. Hopefully, by the end of this talk, you would have a bit of a liking to the water. Purifier. Oh, let me just wait for you guys to explain the water. Catherine says, water is the purifier. Thank you very much, Motona. I can see you that you followed the brother. Zikona, I can see you too. Why did you have to make that emoji on your name? It looks so sad. Esnath, Ida, I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what is it that you know about the water. What is the water to you? Leonard, while I'm busy greeting up the people, Cabello, hello brother, we need more knowledge, African people. The platform is great. Thank you very much, Cabello. I really, really appreciate it. You're an African too. Can you believe it? All of us, for some reason, I was watching, I want to show you guys how deep this thing is. I was watching Shameless. You guys probably know the season. It's on Showmax. I've watched that thing, I think until around about like season 8. Shameless is just a beautiful series. Frank, my brother, the nigga right there. Now, user 837, would you care to tell me what's your name? Because I don't like calling people by numbers, you know. And if you're here for the first time, do what the people are doing. We're talking about water today. If you want to share, if you don't mind, please type a thing or two telling us about water, what water is to you, before we can start breaking it down. Water wakes up. Whew. Now, Faith, you know why I'm laughing? The more and more you try to make the world a better place, the more and more you try to make the universe a hospitable place, the more and more you take time on how to heal Mother Earth. Not like Mother Earth needs your help, but your actions count a lot, and they contribute to the lot of mayhems, to the lot of chaos, hardly to a lot of mending. Because you'll find, if you look at it closely, what we're busy with on a day-to-day basis, it's messing the world apart. We cutting the trees, we building the man-made dams. There's a dam in, I don't know how familiar you guys with Free State. There's a dam in Free State. It's called Sterkfontein Dam. It's one of the biggest man-made dams. They build it from scratch, apparently, as they say it. Oh, hi, Temba. I see you. Water is life. Water is also food to our ancestors. Water is life. Water is life, and it heals, and it's peace. So I was about to say this. Hi, Zandile. Oh, sorry, Zandile. That goes telling. Oh, you know it. It's right there. How Harry Smith. I wanna like how from Harry Smith. Just when you're about to take a turn to Kwakwa, you find the dam there. There's a lot of things that have been happening in that dam. Some of them have not been reported. Obviously, I'll have to dedicate some segment to talk about that, because I don't want to make this channel more of a conspiracy channel. Because a lot of people, when you speak about things that are not being reported on TV, they're like, ooh, there they go, conspiracy. It's not really conspiracy if things are happening. Let me tell you the word before I can get to the water, because I think it's very important. For the last 2-3 days, we've been talking about things that have been looked at as taboo. Some people call them conspiracy, but let me just show you a bit of how the words can be played around with. It gets some of... You know, Temba, that goes telling. But it's okay. Let me just explain this thing of conspiracy. And while we're going on, guys, let's do this. There's this thing with the algorithm on TikTok or any other social media. So the more you generate the traction, the more you like it, the more you comment, the more you interact, the more you share it, the more you gift, the more it generates too much traffic. It works for me. In what way? The funding of the whole channel, it's primarily based on self-funding, in a sense of the data cost, the research costs, the book costs. Some of the people that are in a WhatsApp group / book club might be wondering, where the heck do I get some of the books? Some of the books have to be bought. So if you see me sharing you a copy or sending you a copy of a book, some of them, you know, you have to scrape here and there, find out this and that. So the reason why I'm asking you guys for the likes, it's not to take you to that extent, because I know that a lot of people are maintaining a very tight belt. Economically, it's not all of us who are swimming. Some of us are drowning economically. So if we can be able to work with the least that we have, or make the little that we have take us a bit further, that will help a lot. And for the people that have been contacting me privately, the people that have been getting in contact with the brother privately, the people that have the hearts and have the tenacity, the temerity, you know, to contact me privately, that have been helping me as well with the data costs and all the blah, blah, blah. Just a bit of a commercial. Done with that. Back to the topic. Magnell? Yeah, I was actually going to ask, what's your plan for this? Magnell, the plan for this channel, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot that I want to do, but now you know. But it's all good. We'll get there. So long as you just send the intention, because the universe works with the intention, which is one of the things that I just want to warn you guys with, or warn you guys about. This is how it works. The universe hardly listens to your words. The universe hardly listens to your words. The universe responds to your intention. The universe uses the language of vibrations. The universe uses the language of frequencies. The universe uses the language of resonating. The universe, you can wake up in the morning, you know, you can wake up in the morning, write up your goals, lie to us, tell us that you've forgiven people, but deep down in here, you know, and when you know, you know. So the universe don't work like that. You might lie to your partner, you might lie to your children, you might lie to your parents, you might lie to your neighbor, you might lie to your boss, but don't ever make a mistake of thinking that you can lie to the universe. If you are about to start, stop it. Because when you look at the law, when you look at the laws of the universe, you will know that there's a law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect is not put there to punish your ass, no. The law of cause and the effect, it's put there for you to punish yourself. The law of cause and effect has been put there for you to heal yourself. So if you're planting love guess what you're going to get? If you're planting hate, guess what you're going to get? If you're planting grudges, guess what you're going to get? If you're planting joy, guess what you're going to get? If you're planting knowledge, guess what you're going to get? Which is what I wanted to talk about. The more and more you get in resonance with the universe looks at you and is thinking, how about we give him, or how about we give her some bit of help here? How about we give them some bit of knowledge here? How about we give them some bit of support here? How about we give them some bit of data here? How about we give them some bit of airtime there? How about we give them some bit of like there? How about we give them some bit of healing there? By the way, if you're listening through what I've just done there, there's a partly, or should I say mostly, your ancestors looking out for your ass. So you're not alone here. Don't plant then. Don't plant. So where you want to throw the hate cakes? Hey now, where do you want to throw the hate? Do you just want to hate, hopefully, that it falls on what is it? On the rocks. No, whatever that you do registers on the universe. Your state of emotions registered with the universe. Your state of your brain wave registered with the universe. Why do you think when you are feeling low, the day tends to be longer? Why do you think when you're feeling a little bit under the weather, nothing seems to work out? It's because your vibrations, because here's a thing which normally baffles a lot of people. You can't think greater than how you feel. No matter how much you want to try it. You can't feel greater than how you think. So you alone, you are the conductor of this orchestra. The orchestra in this case, we're talking about almost, if you look at the anatomy and physiology of yourself and myself, we have run about like 14 systems or 14 critical organs that takes care of the whole show. You got your immune system, you got your skeletal system, you got your endocrine system, you got your excretory system, you got your skeletal system, you got your muscular system, you got your, what do they call it again? Lympathetic system, so on and so forth. And now, you have to understand that all those things are bathed in water. All those things are ushered by water. All those things have a very beautiful relationship with the water. If you're wondering what the heck am I talking about, did you know? You know, every time when I say did you know, which is the whole point, the whole channel, for the people that don't know, the whole channel it's dedicated to talking about things that we thought we knew, but we really didn't know. So you will know that if you are the follower of this channel, there's a whole lot of catalog of videos that I've done. I've just been synthesizing them now, reposting them now, and don't think that it's a mistake. Everything has been done in a systematic way. So if you're new to this channel, follow the brother if you haven't already. Ask your questions. If you're wondering what is it that we're talking about today, we're talking about water. So if you interested pretty much about what is it that we're talking about, go to my homepage. The homepage has a whole host amount of videos. Go through them. I think the longest is like 45 seconds. So they are no-brainer. So go through them, listen to them, but most importantly, listen to what I'm not saying in those videos. Because it's just like that. You know, they call it, it's a system that they use in advertising. They call it a subliminal messaging. Did you know that when you're listening to a compact disc or when you're listening to music, there is an ability whereby you listen to a certain record or you listen to a certain song, but underneath that song, there is song or two or three or four embedded in the same song. You cannot be able to hear that song with your conscious mind, obviously, but your subconscious mind listens to that. You might be wondering, what the heck is this subconscious mind that everybody's talking about? The subconscious mind is the mind that is aware at all times. Me and you right now, you sitting, you looking at your phone, you're looking at me speaking through TikTok. But are you aware that at your periphery, there is something there? Are you aware that at your periphery, there is something there? What happens is, the way how your brain is designed to pick up all the information. But your conscious mind can't be able to process all that information at once. So what your conscious mind does is, it generalizes, it deletes, and it distorts. Those are some of the rules. If you study too much of neurophysics or neuroscience, you will know, which is the study of the brain. So I can't outthink my feelings. Julia, no, you can't. Oh, but now, speaking on the other hand, you can. Stick around, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about water. I just want to say some few things. There's a lot that I can say about the water, but I'll just speak from, the, what do they call it? I'll be extemporaneous. So I'll just think as I speak, because you'll know most of the talks that we do here are unscripted. So you know what the brother is doing. If you know the brain waves, I'm busy using what we call the gamma brain wave. So the brain is going like the synapses, the dendrites, the axons, the neurons, all the third ventricles, everything is working all together. By the way, it's the same brain that you use when you're doing your projects, when you're doing your assignment, when you're doing your art, when you're doing your music, mostly as well, when you're having sex. But cool with that, back to the water. Anybody, give this man a bell. Please, please. And for the people that feel, they think, giving on TikTok wastes time. Brother's numbers are there on, if you haven't followed me yet, what you need to do is follow the brother. You go to my bio. There's a number there just underneath my picture. That number is my functional number. The number tends to take SMSs, tends to take WhatsApp voice notes, tends to take calls, tends to take e-wallet, tends to take airtime, tends to take blah, blah, blah. So it's open for everybody. And the giftings as well are open here, right here on TikTok. I can see that Ngobile just followed the brother, because the numbers are really helping me a lot. And the likes, please. Mos Khalifa, where have you been? Hey! Is it the time that we say now, compliments of the new season? Because I don't think I've seen you on this, what do they call it? Some people call it 2023. Some people call it number 7. But we'll get to that. Let's get back to the topic of the day. I think there's enough people that came here for the water. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something that science is going to throw me out of the waters with it. But to heck with them, because a lot of things that we've been told, it's not only a lot of lies, but there's a lot of less truth that has been told. Let's go to it. No, it's a topic of the day. We're talking about the water, Mos Khalifa. So stick around. For the few minutes that you have, stick around with us. Let's talk about water. Did you know that your body contains 95% of water? Yeah. Scientific fraternity, for some reason, it was concocted, it was cooked, it was theorized, it was made to be widespread. Apparently, that number has been brought down to 76 or 79 to be gracious. But in actual fact, we have around about like 95% water. Hold on, we're not done. Did you know that the universe, this world that you are on, you know, Mosakiri, you there at home, wherever where you are, did you know that the whole universe or the Mother Earth is covered with almost 76 to 78% water? It's not a coincidence. The similarities that you share with the universe are so astounding that if I was to mention all of them, you'll be flabbergasted. So you and the universe, you have a huge similarity when it comes to the content of water. 2, did you know that your brain floats in water as I'm talking to you right now? That water is known as CSF, cerebral spinal fluid. How your head has been made, it's just a wonder. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're sitting around, you're checking or you're looking at yourself, or when you're trying to know yourself, you think to yourself, the Creator, what were they thinking when they were making me? Because, I mean, I'm just a wonderful project. I'm just a technologically advanced machine. I mean, me, bruh, all that I can say is, I'm the shit, bruh. I mean, I got all this I'll ever need, or all that I will ever think about. Back to the characteristics of water. You have this thing that we call cerebral spinal fluid. Your brain or your head, the way how it is, it's encased obviously in a skull, right? You got it. I have it. Alas. So now you got this. So what happens is your brain, it's shielded. Your brain, it's protected. Your brain, it's encased in a huge substance of water called cerebral spinal fluid. All of us, at any waking state, we are going around with around about 150 milliliters worth of cerebral spinal fluid. Now, what's the job of this fluid? This fluid, it goes up and down. From your tailbone, up to your head, down to your tailbone, up to your head, but primarily it does this around about 2-3 days in a month. Every night when you sleep, your body would have generated around about a body, you know, a body of cold drink, 500 mils or 600 mils of cerebral spinal fluid. Thank you, cakes. So your body at any given time generates the cerebral spinal fluid. By the way, that fluid has something to do with the Kundalini, but we'll talk about it sometimes. Tats, thank you very much for the likes. Mos Khalifa, I see you. The fruits, I didn't even see what Magnell said. The comments just somehow went. So I hope you guys didn't take it personal. You know how we rock here. And if you're here for the first time, follow the brother. Share the page. Like the page. Ask your questions. Yeah. Mos Khalifa, you best believe it. So the cerebral spinal fluid, we have it all the time. Third part about the water. Water stores, water retains, water generates information. Remember last night we spoke about the rock and the sea moss, because I know a lot of people got thrown off. The network started acting up last night. I didn't even finish talking about the sea moss. But hey, Lilo! But he was asking about how to increase the water within the body. Or how to increase the water within the body. Stop eating wrong food. Stop thinking wrong thoughts. Stop entertaining wrong emotions. Try to be as alkaline as much as you can. Start spending too much time in the sun. Eat fruits and veggies. Forgive a lot. What else? The reason why I'm saying take care of yourself, the reason why I'm saying entertain beautiful emotions, you will know that in our body, when you look at the anatomy and physiology, you got these things that are called the kidneys. You know the kidneys, right? They're just here, somewhere here, you know. Let me just stop to get the comments. Ntanhla, thank you very much for that. Hi, you just mentioned CMOS, but didn't get. Must I talk about it in TEDs? The moment when I talk about the CMOS is just going to take me out of the whole conversation. Cool, let's talk about the CMOS then. No. How will the CMOS tie? The CMOS will tie because the CMOS is to grow in water. Cool, let's talk about CMOS then. Yeah, CMOS and water, they got a bit of a... One Alicious, I can see you. Mos Khalifa, let's just 2-3 minutes talk about the CMOS. Time me. Okay, no, let me do it. The CMOS, for it to grow, it can't grow in still water. The CMOS either grows in the ocean or grows in a sea or whatever that you want to call it. Now, how does the sea or the ocean water works? It works like this. It goes that way, it goes back again. It goes that way, and it goes back again. It goes that way, and it goes back again. The yin and the yang, baby. So the CMOS grows best in a water that behaves like that. Second thing about the CMOS, if it's salty, it's probably not it. But it's cool, it can still work, but if it's salty, you know. Second part of it is, the third part about it is, the CMOS does not grow on a ground. The CMOS grows on a rock. The rock, for some reason, it's been known to me and you as something that is not alive. But did you know that a stone or a rock is much more alive? Just like you and me. The rock, it's a stable form of storing information. The rock is a stable form of generating energy. The rock is a stable form of saving or memory. You know your phone. Your phone has a memory. I don't know how big yours is. You know, for the people with the iPhones, they'll be like, yeah, man, bro, mine is like 100 and something. For us, kabodi kazetenyana, body phones zakhale, you know, we're rocking with mama 32 gig nyana da. So, what makes it possible for your phone to store? What makes it possible for your computer to store? What makes it possible for your iPhone to store? What makes it possible for each and every single electronical device to store? It's something that it's found in Congo, DRC. You know that one that Leopold took? That one. What happens with the stone, or what happens with that mineral? It's called cobalt. Your phone has cobalt. Lithium battery has cobalt. Your laptop has cobalt. Your PC has cobalt. Your iPad has cobalt. Your smartwatch has cobalt. You know what's a cobalt used for? It's used to store. It's used as a storage information. You know what else is used for? To generate energy. You know these Tesla cars? From that chap that came here from Pretoria? You know him. He apparently bought Twitter. He's a Pretorian boy, that one. So he bought some Twitter, you know. He uses lithium batteries to charge these electronic cars. Guess where you find the main ingredient? Right here at home. Done with that. CMOS, how it works, for it to feed from the stone, it iodizes or it oxidizes the stone or the rock. So somehow it has the ability on how to break apart the rock to get the nutrients that are really, really necessary for the CMOS to be what it is. What is CMOS used for? I saw something in a WhatsApp group today where, if you're not in a WhatsApp group, make sure that you hear your ass there, because there's a lot of very interesting conversations happening in that group. Today, obviously, I'm not going to mention, people were talking about Vivi, you know, that what you get after you got the COVID. You know the whole story. Somebody mentioned something that for you to be able to toxify or to detoxify yourself, you have to take sea moss. Well, I vote for that. I'm a sucker for that as well. I mean, you know, sea moss. I mean, what else can you see with the sea moss? If you understand the power of the water, let me show you the power of the water. If you're drinking water now, the likelihood is we could be drinking the same water. The water is the most universal substance or the most universal object that you can ever see. If we're having a runny tummy, say in an area that we're staying, and we're looking for a common factor, nobody's going to be looking for burgers. It's not everybody that's going to be looking for chips. It's not everybody that's going to be looking for, say, maybe any common thing that we've eaten. When the area, or when maybe perhaps there's a bit of an endemic in a certain sect of the area, people go to water. Scientists go to water because there's a likelihood that you had touch of the water today. I had the touch of the water today. For this time, what time is it now? 2:30. All of us have come in contact with water. So water is the most universal substance that you can ever lay your hands to or on. The water that comes from New York is the water that comes from Lesotho. The water that comes from Lesotho is the water that comes from Congo. The water that comes from Congo is the water that comes from Kenya. The water that comes from Kenya comes from Egypt. The water that comes from Egypt. So the water, it's standard wherever where you go. I don't think people have ever went, say maybe if you've traveled quite recently, I don't think people have went to a holiday and you go to PE and they say, yeah, the water is different. No, the water is never different. The water, it's standard. So if you're touching the water, say maybe if you're by the sea, which is one of the things that actually my wife made me to be aware about. She said, if you touch the water by the sea, are you aware that if you are by the Atlantic or if you are the Pacific or whatever the type of whatever way you are, if you're touching the water here, if somebody touches the water in Cape Town, if somebody touches the water in KZN, if somebody touches the water in wherever, the same water has somehow touched all of us. So water is universal. It's omnipotent. It's omniscient. It's omnipresent. Guess who also is that? You know, almost they tell you water is life. Somebody said something like that in the comment section earlier on when I asked about the water. The fourth thing that I want to talk about the water is this, which is the most important one. There's this Chinese chap. I need you guys to help me here. I tend to forget his name. What if God is water? Cakes! You know why I crack myself? What's Huda? Okay. Care to elaborate a bit, Rick? And for everybody that is here, I see the 17 of us. If you hear, please send the likes. How long about to link it? Are you busy taking notes? Okay, cool. I mean, it's everywhere. What are the characteristics of God? Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. What are the characteristics of water? Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. What are the characteristics of the sun? Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Water is life. We've been told that. We've said it in our words. Sun is life. We've heard that. We've said it once in a while with our own mouths. What is God? Cool. Here's the thing that I want to talk about the water. Musa, please help me out here. Is it Imoto, or what's the name of that Chinese chap who did an experiment at one stage about the water? Can somebody please just type it here for me? Even if you Google it, you'll get it. It's just that I can't because I'm using the same device. You know, the brother is asking for likes because I'm looking for, like, one day, you know, for me to get the phone or to get the camera whereby I can be able to interact with people on the comment section. But that's why I'm always asking you guys for likes. Oh, too, how lejuanga. And for the people that have been sending them, if I'm starting to sound like a bore, it's all about the algorithms, baby. Here on this channel, it's not really about the numbers, but it's really about, you know. But then, what this guy did with this experiment, what I found very fascinating is the following. And I tried it, and I want you guys to try it out. Hey, Malebu, lekaibo. I see that you guys are sending the likes. Kere, Ashe, Hotep. For the people that don't know what Ashe means, let me just drop it off here. So that you guys can use it when you want to. It's not only secluded to a certain type of people. What Ashe means is power to you. What Namaste means, it's not necessarily only a form of prayer. What Namaste means is my greatness sees your greatness. Hey! Lorenzo! I got stuck there for a moment. I didn't know what was happening. You guys were giving me, giving me a head and a mustache. Thank you very much, Lorenzo. I really, really appreciate it. So what happens is, I want you to try this experiment at home, preferably if you have a shower. No, not a shower, a bathtub. I want you to put in the water in there, like you normally do, like you normally bath in the morning, or depending what time do you bath, or if ever you do. So this is what happens with the water. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, Lorenzo. I really, really appreciate it. It helps us a whole lot. And if you guys are not part of the WhatsApp group /book club, hurry your ass there. I mean, how do you do it? You follow me. That is, if you haven't already, you go to my bio. There's a link. You click that link, you'll find yourself in a WhatsApp group. So what we do is, I monitor it from time to time. If I see you, maybe perhaps you're in a group, it will somehow alert me. Then I can send you some of the books that we've shared so far. And if you have any specific book that you want or you need, please let me know. Maybe I can hook you up. If I can't find it, I will tell you, most definitely. But I always try, to scrape, zama daleda. Maseru, yeah, the Chinese chap. Now, here's how the experiment goes. I want to explain it from the end to the start. When you put in the water in your bathtub, I don't know, a lot of us obviously like music. If you don't, you can always use your state of being at the time. I want you to try the following. I want you to play any type of music, so long as it's not 4-3-2 hertz music. What's a 4-3-2 hertz music? We'll obviously have to talk about the cymatics when we talk about that. Because the 432, you will know that 432 hertz, it's the resonance of the universe. 432 hertz is a vibration at which the universe resonates with. 432 hertz is known to be that alkaline state of our being. 432 hertz, it's known to be very closely associated with the Schumann resonance. If you're wondering what the heck is a Schumann resonance, this is what the Schumann resonance is. It's been named after this Schumann guy. Don't worry about that. Here's a concept. Have you ever wondered, why is it that when the floods come, animals never get swept away? Except if it's a dog and you've tied it on a tree or you've tied it wherever. But if it's a free animal, if it's an animal that is in a wild, it's in the wild, it never gets, taken away with the floods. It never gets to become a victim to what we call natural disasters. Why? An animal can hear when something is about to happen far and far away. It might even be like 100 kilometers away. Some of the animals that I know for sure that are very well attuned, bees, one, very smart. If you got a beehive or if you're a farmer of bees, you will see the way how they get agitated when something is about to happen. So if you and them have established a rapport, you will know when the storm is coming. You will know when the earthquake is coming. Some of the animals that share the same similarities with the bees, snakes. Snakes are very good with that. Birds are very good with that. Same goes for all the other animals. Animals are very well attuned. Why? They grounded. Have you seen animals having shoes? So the reason why they're telling you to get grounded, also to fix up your root chakra, is because when you get grounded, for some reason, when you're walking bare feet, for an example, I don't want to speak about these things that people don't see on books, because once you speak about them, people are very creative. But let me just say this quickly. Hey, Linkster, Lekaibo, Mpo, Tembisile, highly favored. Stick around with us. I like your name. Please. You know, highly favored, it means molemo. So stick around. I mean, I like that. I like the name. If you were not planning to, you have to spare some few minutes aside, you know. Better late than never. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Just some reason there reminded me of Drake, Aubrey. There's a beautiful album of Drake. Or for the people that don't know, I'm a sucker for music. There's a beautiful album where Drake, that one that has headlights, the one that has taking a shot for you. Kind of, what is it called? There's a verse there where he drops where he says, better late than never, but never late is better. Just took a whip. Mr. Immortal from Japan. Okay, go back to the business. I want you to play a music that is outside of the resonance of nature. I want you to take a bath. And I want you to see how the water is going to be like. The dirt. Right? The next day, that is if you don't mind taking the second bath. The next day, take a bath, but I want you to play the music that is 432 hertz. 432 hertz, you'll get the likes of Michael Jackson there. I know Smooth Criminal is one of them. You'll get the likes of Enya. I know Enya is there. One of the songs about Enya, it's African Raindrops. Find that song. Let's talk about walking barefoot in the chakra. I'll stick around though. Thank you, Mizo. Please do so. Hey, highly favored. Yeah. You got the bait. Thank you very much. The thing is, I like your name. I mean, it rings very differently. And the same for everybody else. Oh, I know with you guys will be like, ooh, what about us? No, you guys, you know, so let's tata. Me like you guys, and I know you guys got my back. Same goes. So, if you play the 432 hertz music the next day, I want you to observe how the water is going to behave. How much dirt are you going to exhume out of your body? It's definitely going to be different. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, yeah, it depends. It's just that yesterday I did some garden, I walked in the sun, I did whatever. Replicate the same thing. You will see that the water is going to behave differently. Why? The water is very vulnerable to the way how you feel. The water has some molecular receptors on how they can listen to how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's your state of being. The more good you feel, the more clean the water is going to be. The more dirtier you feel, the more the dirtier the water is going to be. You can take that to the bank, you can get your money back. Water, it's a frequency molecule. Besides, what do you think regulates your whole existence? Have you ever tried going a day without water? Have you ever tried to get into a fast without drinking water? Particularly for the people that normally go for the dry fast. When you go for the dry fast, this is what happens to your body. If you don't take water, your body loses, or your body suffers from the deficiency of the electrolytes. Water gives you the electrolytes. What is an electrolyte? Electrolyte, from the whole word, electricity. Why do you think that water, it's also used as a form of generating electricity? Or the Hertz cakes, 432 Hertz. Try this one as well, 528. It's 432, 528, 720, 1080. I'll stop it there. 360 as well. So yeah, our body is made up of water. So if, depending on how you feel, the water is gonna give you the reflection. As clear as water, my baby. Be like water, my friend. Once said Bruce Lee. He's speaking facts. I actually play for the 3 giants on Lotus. Well, I think my lecture's done. My lesson is done. I'm done. Let me see how deep I am. Guys, can you believe it? I've been talking for 50 minutes. Yeah, I'm thinking I've just been going for 20 minutes. 52 minutes in. My word. Cool. That then means I only have 8 minutes left. Sorry. If you guys got questions, you guys gonna have to save them out for later if you don't mind. Again. Thank you, Magnell. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, highly favored for liking the page. Thank you, Tlengiwe. Thank you, Cakes. YouTube will have to get me the music. Yeah, no, it will. It will. If you, in actual fact, Cakes, if you type in 432 Hertz music, I think YouTube has several amount of songs. A whole lot. So, I want to finish up with this. It's very, very important. If you put in the water in a cup, because I want you guys to make experiments that you can be able to make at the house. I don't want you to going on YouTube because, this data costs sometimes, Thank you, Tlengiwe. I really, really appreciate it. Go feel. This is what I wanted to say, man. It has been very short, but now, can you believe it, Irene? I've been going on for 52 minutes. I was not even aware. Time flies when you're having fun. We've just collapsed space and time. We became quantum physicians. We became quantum mechanics. We became alchemists. When you collapse the time, when you're having fun, time tends to do this. Why do you think when you're feeling good, the day is short? You've collapsed the time. Why do you think when you're feeling like gawk, the day is long? You've just perpetuated the time and space. So you're going to have to become, smart about it. The bestest is go for love. Whenever when you are confused, go for love. Whenever when you want to make a decision, whenever when you find yourself in a crossroad, go for love. Love never argues. Love never wants to be right. Love never keeps scores. Love never reminds. Love never judges. Love never gossips. Love never pushes people under the bus. Love never wants to sell things. Love just goes on for free. Love never wants to hoard. Love is just a giver. So whenever when you find yourself confused, simple, love. By the way, love vibrates at around about like 528 hertz. Do you know where fear goes? 100. There's a whopping 428 different worth of hertz. That is frequencies, oscillation, vacillations, vibrations. You know when they tell you that raise your vibrations, all that they're saying is go for love, baby. It's not easy. When the Bible says that go for Mila Omosisani, Mila Omosisani, it's not a literal road. It's a spiral that has to go up. It's here, baby. Your vertebrae. Cool. Love. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Irene. Preaching to the choir. Now, this is the experiment that I just want you guys to. If, in case I don't get your guys' questions, please save them up for later on. 6 o'clock, I'm probably going to try to be here. The cup of water, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, and then you got the coat on. You're like, yeah, we chemists tonight or today. This is what happens with the water. Put in the water in a jar, preferably a bigger one. This one is small. And I want you, or maybe even if you can put it in a bucket, I want you to mess up with that water as much as you can. You know, or maybe shake it and try to look or try to check out the reflection of yourself in that water. You're probably not going to get it right. If you want to see yourself in that water, you have to wait for it to be still. You have to wait for it to simmer. You have to wait for it to be in balance. You have to wait for it to be